good evening. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. Back with our campaign, Helloran Rising, episode 61. 61? That's a lot. That's even more than 60.
62, I think.
This is
Are we
getting
62?
complicated.
I've got 61.
I thought it was 61, but I could be wrong.
I've got it as 62.
Oh,
I've got it at 62.
it's 62. It is 62. I've just checked. It is actually 62. I was wrong. I apologise. I will now go out and commit ritual suicide because the DM should never be wrong.
Not
and the DM was
until
wrong.
campaign is over, thank you.
Oh, okay. We'll get back to killing you. I mean, entertaining you. Cool. Right. So
We could just call that episode 62 and now start 63.
And of course, we'd have to level up.
no, we're going to start with 62. That's it. Don't push me.
You're brave.
Don't push me. Okay.
You'll
So-
come over.
This week's recap is being beautifully voiced and haired
Performed.
and performed and haired by the wonderful Yorick. So, take it away, Yorick.
Dear Riox, I normally write these letters to you to feel closer to you. But we've been talking face to face so much recently that I haven't felt the need to write so often. Today, however, well, this is more for me to get my emotions down on paper, so I don't forget, ever. Finding dwarven refugees dead at the foot of the mountain after their escape from the war hurt me deeper than I could have thought. Death has been a constant in the Scalebane line of work. I've lost aunts, uncles, grandparents, even a brother. But they were heroes who chose to face danger. This is something else. Good, hard-working dwarves, just trying to keep their families safe, butchered as they fled. Part of me feels like I understand how the dragons feel, like I do now. But a larger part of me wants to kill them all for what they've done here, what they are continuing to do in the mountains. Which, thinking about it, is exactly how the dragons feel. You have said that we need to make peace with the dragons, so I will try my best to bury that rage and try to end this war for the dwarves, for the dead, and for you. The other curious thing is Vale. We spent so long looking for her that we could save her or capture her, whichever turned out to be the required action. When we eventually did find her, she couldn't get away fast enough. After jamming Gus's ears off, of course. Florian was strangely hostile towards her, though, which is weird because I thought he was in her cult before she disappeared. Anyway, after lots of talking, she used a couple of magical rings to create a portal or something, and she was gone. Good. Now we can get on with our mission, heading north to help some dwarves to Drummond.
Thank you very much, Yorick. So, indeed, you had spent the night in Vale's magical pink glittery bubble, where various talking was done. Too hot. That's fair. That's fair. And in the morning, Vale availed herself of a couple of magical rings and created herself a portal or a teleport, you're not sure what, and vanished, leaving you in this valley of sorts between the mountains and the hills. The day is bright. There are no clouds in the sky. There is, however, a dragon in the sky. A small one. Well, I say small, relatively small. It's Bridger's. As she's taken off from her being a pillow for Gus to stretch her wings in the morning. So, what would you like to do?
Are we going further north then?
Yep.
We need to go and find some more people to help, ones that haven't been killed already.
Yeah.
We gonna take the path what we were taking last night, just follow that on and keep to the base of the mountains and hopefully find some dwarves so we
Keep
can.
at the base of the mountain. Look for anywhere people might have come out.
I'll keep my eyes and ears open.
Yeah, we'll keep a lookout for dragons as well, just in case.
They're quite hard to miss, Florian.
You think so, but they're magical, so you never know, do you?
True.
Okay. So you're setting off northwards along this valley. As
Yeah.
Such. Okay. Those that want to make a perception check to check the surroundings for dragons, etc., can do so. I would also like. I'll do this first, and I'll get to that in a minute.
I got 21.
21, nice.
26.
26.
My poor 19.
Your poor 19. Well,
Fif-
it's still
15.
a 19. A 15. Okay,
I'm a bit too distracted to be looking around at the
that's
moment.
fair. That's fair.
Same.
And Miette, were you looking, or were
Yeah. No, that was a 9.
you a 9?
Because, you know, I'm
Okay.
normally leading this party straight into the wall, it seems.
Indeed. Well, it's not particularly difficult. You've been here before in this valley, which you know the name of. It's entirely up to you whether you reveal the name of this particular place to your companions or not. And you know that it narrows as it goes further north and gets steeper into the mountains and the hills. For those of you who got 19s and above, the day is bright. It's cloudless, and as you are walking along this fairly dusty valley, there's only one dragon about, which is Bridger's up high. There don't appear to be any other beings around. There don't appear to be any animals of any kind at the moment, which is odd. But apart from that, there's a sort of sense of oppression as the mountain on your right appears to be sort of looming up ever closer, and the hills on the left are getting higher. And even though you're walking uphill, these things appear to be getting bigger beside you. So it feels very strange. You're walking uphill, but everything's getting taller. It's very odd.
I know we've only seen it dusk time and night time, but there's no lingering shadows or like mist, fog of any type, is there? Also,
With your 21, nope. There's no fog or anything like that around.
Any signs of anyone scrambling, like footprints of dwarves trying to get away or anything like that?
Not here currently, no. We were back where you were, obviously, because of that tunnel, but checking along, especially you, Celeste, with your high roll, you don't see any other sort of obvious tunnel entrances, even sort of blocked ones. There don't appear to be any ways into the mountains on your right, which, you know, is fairly normal for these mountains. From what people have said, the Circle Mountains are impenetrable. So people have told you.
As we're walking,
I'm-
go on.
Just going to say, I'm going to be at the front of the party.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm gonna dawdle to the back and sort of like dawdle a little bit.
And I'm going to dawdle even further back and
Okay.
call Bridris down and just sort of let everyone walk ahead so I can talk with Bridris.
Okay. So, Trelador, as you sort of drop back, you see that Gus is even further back, almost stopped, in fact, whereas Yorick is route marching up the valley. It seems to be filled with purpose today. So, Gus, you call to Bridris in your mind, and she comes down. Clouds of dust as she lands. Well, that was a close one, Mum.
What was that?
Well, there was a devil.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not very nice.
No.
But
Weird.
she's gone now. That's
Yeah.
all right. Listen, we need to have a conversation, a
Right.
chat.
Well, it's funny you should say that, right? Because like, I haven't been back there. I didn't eat anymore.
I'm very proud of you. Good, but it's not about that,
Oh, okay.
right?
Cool. I
We're
just
go-
did one. Just one. I did eat one. Sorry, I was hungry.
we'll try not to next time.
I'll
Okay.
try not to.
Okay.
They were crunchy though. I like the horns.
I know. Use them as toothpicks, then, could you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Um. You know we're going into the mountains now. You know you saw that big dragon the other day.
Yeah, he was scary.
I know. Well, from what I understand, there's a war going on. And a
Right.
war is where you got lots and lots of people fighting each other and killing each other. For no real reason. It's just stupid, really. But
Right.
they're doing it.
So
But-
they're not like eating each other then.
No. Well, I don't think so.
Huh.
But see, the war is between the dwarves and the dragons. And
What?
yeah.
But hang on, right? Because like you're a dwarf
And you're a dragon.
and I'm a dragon and Yorick's a dwarf and all the other mums are dwarfs. So apart from the headed ones, they're not dwarfs. Is that right? Have I got that right?
It's near enough, right? Yeah.
Right,
But
okay. So have I
so-
got to eat you all?
no,
I don't really want to. Well,
no, I don't want you to eat me either.
especially
You see-
the like cat mum. I don't want to eat her. She's like all furry.
We see our gods also told us that we've got to try and end the war between the dwarves and dragons because it's not good.
Well,
Uh,
yeah. Wait,
I'm a bit.
wait. Are you going to kill me?
No, of course I'm not going to kill you.
What about the rest of them?
They won't kill you either because you're my baby.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Yorick
have
does
to
get
kill me
really
first.
cross sometimes, though.
Oh, I know. He's just upset because, before we met that devil lady, we found a load of dead dwarves that had been killed by a dragon.
I told you she couldn't be trusted.
No, it wasn't her. It was that big dragon that scared you.
Was it?
Yeah, he killed them all.
Right.
And it wasn't good. It was really,
No.
really sad.
Okay.
Because they could have been my mum and dad. Or Yorick's mum and dad.
Right. Okay.
But
So
you see, what we're trying to do now is trying to find some people that are running away from the war who don't want to fight and get them to safety. But see, if they see you, they're going to think they're going to be scared and think you're a bad dragon that's there to eat them. But you're not. You're there to help them.
right.
So I don't know what to do. Because I don't want them attacking you because they're scared. Because if
Right.
they attack you, then you'll attack them.
Yeah.
And then it'll make things even worse.
Right. So what are we gonna do?
I don't know. I wanted to talk to you about it because I don't know what to do. I mean, the safest thing would be for you to go home for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go home all the time. I love you.
Oh, no, you're silly. Oh, yeah, love you too. Sort of. Yeah. So, what you're saying is that I should hide. Is that right?
Well, you're pretty hard hiding because you're so big and beautiful.
Wait. Watch this. Watch this. Vanishes.
Where'd you go?
Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. Where'd you go?
Awesome. Ha ha! You can't see me. Ha! I do whatever I want now. And as she moves with her front leg, she comes back into vision slowly.
I can see you now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Are you counted or something?
Probably.
When did you learn to do that?
I don't know. It just came to me. It was really good though, right?
It was brilliant.
So I just concentrate really hard,
All right.
and then I kind of blend into the background. People can't see me. Clever,
Well,
huh?
that would be brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, if I move, apparently you can see me.
Oh,
Which is a
so
bit
you
bad.
can't move then.
No, I can stand really still, though. For, like, minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's good, but I'm not sure that'll work.
Unless I
if
got hungry, of course, then I would, like, have to eat something. And that would probably make me move.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant trick, but I don't think it's going to help us because we've got to try and find these people, help them get to safety. So we're going to be moving.
Right. So, what I'll do then is if I pop back home, not under the city where all the crunchy nice people are to eat, but home the other way. Is that what you want me to do? And then when you finish doing the helpy stuff, you can call me and I can come back.
All right, we'll do that then. But if I need you, I'll call you, and then if it's finished, then I'll call you. And yeah, because like we've got to try and stop this war, so it might take both of us together to try and do it.
Yeah, because like you could talk to the dragons and I'll talk to the no, probably the other way around. Be better.
Yeah, other way around. That'll
Yeah.
work. But if they see us together when it's safe, then maybe they might realise that we're better off as friends.
Well, yeah. That's a good idea. You're so clever, Mum.
Thank you. All right, lovey, you go off now.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
And she vanishes.
That hurt my brain, just FYI.
You're welcome.
I'll pick up the speed a little bit and catch up with everybody.
Okay.
Ash said that the stream's a little bit quiet, so I don't know if you need to do something.
Is it? Okay, let's see. No, the volume's pretty high. Apparently it's fine with our technical advisor in the corner over there.
Okay.
So maybe Ash needs to just turn the volume up a little bit. Okay, so, yeah, Trelawney, as you are sort of hanging back, you see Gus come rumper-stomping past you. Do you say anything to Trelawney on your way past?
Morning. Nice day for fishing, ain't it?
What? I don't. Your morning.
I'll just
I'll
carry
leave
on
it.
going.
Yeah.
This is like, what? Must be a
By
dwarf thing.
Jove. Gus has cracked the code of how to speak with Trelawney.
Yeah, just be Gus at him. Yeah.
Mm.
So you eventually catch the rest of them up. Trelawney, are you lagging behind for any particular reason, or are you?
No, I'm just a bit lost in my thoughts and just sort of dawdling a little bit at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. So, anybody else want to explore anything? Oh, what I do want is Florian. Do roll me a D100, please.
A D100.
Yes, please.
Don't do this very often.
Indeed.
What makes it special?
Yeah.
66.
66. Lovely. Can you roll me a D8, please?
A D8.
Yep.
1.
1. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
I'd like to try and catch up with Yorick, not saying anything, just feeling what his energy is. I just rest a hand on his shoulder and walk beside him.
I know we're like kind of in a valley, but I'd take on not quite as wide berths, but sort of like the snow-esque of what he used to do of the party,
Sure,
and just
yeah.
kind of like walking between everyone and keep an eye out and
Okay.
just yeah.
Fair enough. Make a perception check, please, for doing that. While you do.
Getting his steps in.
Sorry?
I said Florian is getting his steps in.
Yeah.
But if I see Florian do that towards me, I'll just go to him. You do know that if you walk in a straight line, you don't use as much energy.
Oh, I know, but I got plenty of energy. I'm quite fast if you haven't noticed. And 16.
16. Perfect. Yeah, you don't notice anything untoward. Everything seems to be as it was as you continue up this valley. It's hard going, actually, walking up this valley and going side to side. Even more so, it's giving you a good workout, so you're happy. You know, monks.
I think I'd whilst keeping a lookout, I'd probably keep an eye out for like entrances and exits from the mountains,
Yep.
knowing that obviously that there is pathways and everything coming down from the top of the mountains.
Well, there
and
aren't
then
any.
going...
You can't see any pathways coming down to the top of the mountains.
Well, no, but knowing that obviously where we were within that base
Yeah.
camp, that there was like an entrance and all of that, I would just keep an eye out just to make sure.
Absolutely. Well, you haven't seen any so far, so
Cool.
Yeah, you carry on.
I'd like to keep an eye out for any dwarven markings, so sort of any codes we used to use when we were out in the wilds and things to
Okay.
see if anyone's
Make,
left out messages.
make a perception or investigation check, your choice, as you're walking along.
Fiddy would like to know what you're already 100 for, but I know he's not going to get an answer.
Well, Fiddy will just have to wait and see and find out when he...
Oh, natural 20 for 25.
25,
Right.
fantastic. So, walking along, you've sort of clapped your hand on top of Yorick's shoulder. Yorick is still powering up the slope. You look for any kind of signs that dwarves have been this way, and there's nothing. I mean, you've never heard of people coming out of the mountains this way. It's always been down the river towards Kleinwater, out of Daghold itself, the official way out. You didn't know there was a tunnel this side when you were out ranging, looking for drakes to hunt. There were never any... I mean, there were caves and caverns that you would lay traps for dragons, but nothing to suggest there were tunnels leading out. And indeed, you find no evidence on this side of any of that. Even with that stupidly high perception. There's nothing here at all. And as you're walking, the sides of the mountain and the hills start to sort of close in, and it gets really oppressive, sort of squeezing you together almost. So whereas before, about sort of 20 minutes ago, it was possible to walk sort of 5 comfortably abreast, with Florian sort of ranging. Florian, you're finding you're ranging, you're just like, there's no room anymore.
Yeah, as soon as that would start
I mean,
to happen, I'd probably just fall in line.
It's not quite single file yet, but you can see up ahead it will be. And Yorick, as you are leading this party up, you notice that it's getting colder, almost as if you were starting to be in the mountains themselves. But it's oppressive as well. You guys don't normally get that feeling from the mountains. Normally the mountains is where you're happiest. But here is weird. It feels like everything's closing in. And for a dwarf, that's a very alien feeling. You're used to that sort of thing. But here it's really weird. Miet, you've experienced this before. You know that going this way is going to happen, and it gets really bad before it gets better. But you do know it gets better. The rest of you have never been here. It's oppressive. It makes you sort of close in on yourself, and the conversation between you starts to drop away as you each begin to think your own thoughts about what has been happening recently.
I'm going to take over Florian's kind of job of ranging about the party, but more kind of checking on people, make sure they're still moving forward in that.
I mean, Trelador's still now quite a ways behind the rest of the group. And Trelador, you're feeling this as well. It is oppressive. Are you really sure you want to be going this way? After all, isn't it going to be Drummond? And yeah, that's not going to go well, is it?
Do I know how far away from Drummond I am? Like,
you're not sure. I mean, you know it's probably at least a couple of days. but yeah, it's weighing heavily on your mind.
Yeah.
This oppressive feel in this area, is that a natural thing with the shape of the rock around us and things, or do I get a sense that there's any magical influence to that?
Ooh, good. You can try and make an Arcana check if you wish.
Ugh.
Yeah.
11.
I mean, the rock formations here seem natural, and the oppressiveness you think is because of the natural rock formations, but you shouldn't be experiencing that, and you know that. You're not quite sure what's doing it, but you're pretty sure it's not altogether natural. There's something special about this place that's making you feel uneasy, and even Gus's normal cheery demeanour is not quite up to scratch, if you know what I mean. It's kind of, yeah, even Gus is looking around a bit too much.
With conversation now very much on the down low, because of this oppressiveness, what are the acoustics like here for like the background noises for the fighting and stuff like that? Can we still hear it? Is it still a thing, or?
Make me a perception check.
17 this
17.
time.
There's no sound of fighting. What there is loud, heavy breathing of your companions, and it seems to be bouncing back off the walls. So it's amplifying every sound you make. But listening out for things outside of this valley is really difficult, because the walls are, thousands of feet high on your right, hundreds of feet high on your left. And while there are nooks and crannies and little spaces off of the path, they're not really big enough to get more than one or two people in at a time, and they are not welcoming, if you know what I mean. And the echoes that bounce back off them are slightly distorted, as if it's not really an echo, if it's just something mimicking the sounds that you're making.
I've not been through mountains very often. Does it always feel like this?
No, I don't like it. It's horrible. Doesn't feel like there are mountains to me. It's stinky.
Something unnatural here.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I don't quite like it. It's even the nooks and crannies don't feel exactly welcoming if we needed a hide in them.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's a monster. It's a monster that doesn't want no one to go down here because that's where all its treasure is. So it's putting out wooey wavies to make us all go funny and run away.
I
think we should run in there, Yorick, and smash it in the head really hard.
We definitely should.
Mia, you've walked this trail before, haven't you? What have you got to say?
It's always like this. There is always someone in the caravan who is charged with keeping the spirits up, someone who is usually loud and unusual and troublesome, and yes, I was it in my caravan.
So why don't you do it then? Why don't you do it now then?
Well, I would, but you're not able to keep up at the moment, so you're kind of holding us back.
Can I try and focus in on this feeling to see if I can pinpoint anything about it, what it might be?
Okay. When you say focus in, what are you going to do? You're going to be more listening, more viewing, looking? Are you trying to... What are you trying to do?
Just trying to home in on the sensation and try and work out what it is that I'm feeling and where I think it might be coming from.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
make an insight check.
It is a fiddy check. Come on, Chaz.
It is, yeah, it's a fiddy check. You're trying to fiddy check the whole valley.
Well, I mean, I tried to fiddy check the entire political notions of a country on Sunday, so
This
you know.
is true. This is very true.
Proud of you. I am proud of you.
18.
18.
Don't know why that rolled twice.
Starting with the feelings that you've got and sort of analysing them, sort of trying to separate yourself from them, like you do when you're meditating. You then turn your attentions to the surrounding valley, and there's not a huge amount of it now. You're almost down to single file. And thinking about what Miette's just said about there being someone appointed to keep spirits up, you get the feeling this place, there's been some kind of death, but a significant death, if you know what I mean. Not of like you saw with the dwarves, which was incredibly sad and avoidable. This seems different. This seems like a sacrifice of some kind. Other than that, though, you're not really sure why, who, whether it was a self-sacrifice, whether somebody else sacrificed someone or something. But that's the feel you get, the very bones of this world as you step on them, as you're walking through this valley, seem to be tinged with a great sadness and loss.
I feel like something has happened here, some kind of terrible sacrifice. I can't quite determine what exactly, but something has definitely gone down here. And it seems to have manifested in the rocks around us, almost like an echo of that tragedy.
Don't do that, you're freaking me out.
Yeah, that's horrible. Stop it.
Can I have a closer look at the rocks? Both to the right and left, and underneath the look to the ground as well. I'm not wanting an insight check here, even though how I word this is going to sound like it. To make sure they're rocks after hearing that from Celeste. To make sure they're not like a skeleton of some kind of.
Okay. Make a nature check.
And this was the episode of Florian discovering petrification.
Gus and I would have determined if they weren't rocks.
Natural 15 for nature, you say?
Yeah.
A +2, so 17.
17. These are definitely rocks.
Okay.
Absolutely first class. These are all very definitely rocks. They are not bones. They're rocks.
We've been through some crazy shit in the past 8 or 9 months, so I'm just checking.
No, that's good. I'm here for it. It's awesome.
We're just walking through like the bones of like a titan's rib cage or something. That's fucking cool.
I want to, after feeling this way, I want to immediately cast Detect Magic to see what else I can pick up on.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic. And as the feeling spreads out, because it's like 30 feet, isn't it? It spreads out, and obviously your friends have magical items. And the whole place has a sort of low grade, it's not sharp or new, it's ancient, almost dissipated magic. And it's kind of, it's a bit sort of necromantic, but a bit, I don't know, it's very hard to tell, a bit sort of angelic almost, a sort of
an angel was murdered here.
Well, it could be something along those lines.
Could it be something like a god sacrificed here?
I mean,
Say a god of light and sunlight.
could be.
Where's that list again?
Have you got access to the list?
Yeah, I'm looking at lists, so we're looking like, Sama, the sun god, Nelisar, Mistress of Knowledge. Only going with the good ones. And Yala, that'd be a bad one to have died.
Yarick, Gus.
I
Obviously,
know what you're going to say. We're already on it. Yep, we'll start to a rousing dwarvish song to keep our spirits up.
I mean, you can, but I've got just a question about the area before you start doing that. And I know you've talked about it before, but your time was spent mainly in the mountains and up the mountains, more inside. And you haven't really been here before, but were there any tales, stories, or lore that you know that of anything, a fight going on outside of the mountains for any reason?
Jazz, I would assume not.
No, absolutely. You've never been out here before. You've never heard of anything like this. You've only ever heard the tales of Reorcs, the tales of how the dwarves are versus the dragons, and all those kinds of things. Family tales. You've never heard anything about outside of the Circle Mountains.
Whatever happened here was a long, long time ago. This magic, this lingering magic here that feels ancient and old. And it's not quite necrotic, but not quite celestial. It's...
I could, if we're still in this sort of thing tomorrow, I might be able to do something, to find out some information. If we're still around here tomorrow, I can't do it today.
If we push ourselves, we can leave this valley behind us at the end of the day. But I will warn you, this is not the worst of it yet. And it will get worse before we leave it.
Agree.
Would I know anything about this, considering it's getting on to my neck of the woods? Well, not completely there, but...
Not really. I mean, you've heard of the Macabar Hills. You know about that, and Silot, towards Dornham, and the farmlands.
I know more about the names of cities and stuff, but not...
Yeah, it's not this far east. You know going south and then east, but you didn't go towards the Circle Mountains. The elves don't go to the mountains.
Sheltered, yeah.
Yeah, it's just don't go towards the mountains.
Bearing in mind that this is ancient and I'm from a long time ago, is there anything that rings a bell for me?
Not really. I mean, it does, like I said, what I've already explained, or described rather, that's the feelings you get. But again, you've not been here before. It's all new to you, but this feeling of this sort of decayed magic is so old that it's almost impossible to identify it.
Celeste.
Hmm?
Everybody who's listening, I suppose. My memory's a bit all over the place because of what's been going on lately, but didn't we kind of figure out that the necklace from Lork was potentially, and the Radin in the summoning cave was potentially around 1,000 years old? If I'm right in thinking that, which means he made a deal around 1,000 years ago, right? Ish.
I would assume so.
Here comes me, Chaz.
Okay. I'm
confirming
ready.
that.
Bracing.
So from reading, and I know nothing to do with gods, but for big world events is there anything which would, not for this particular area, but just anything what might ring a bell for me? Because with there being no gods, I expect there not to be any like big god battles to be written and kept in good standard. But is there any like big world events what I may
make a
make it?
history check for me, please.
Oh, that's quite good. We get into a battle tonight, guys. I'm going to roll really shit. 22.
Good news, everybody.
22.
22. Okay.
To shreds, you say.
You do
His
recall
wife.
reading about a pass near the Macabar Hills. Now, you're not sure if it's this one or not, but certainly a pass through the mountains, through the Macabar Hills, that was strategically important at one point, and there were watchtowers along here, and a great battle was fought here between orcs and trolls and tieflings. But I mean, this particular valley seems a bit small for that. Certainly where you are now, when it's got more and more oppressive. It's you're now down to single file as you keep walking now, with the sides of the rock passage almost brushing your shoulders. And Trelador, because you're slightly wider than everybody else, and the dwarves as well, you are occasionally, your shoulders hit the sides of the wall.
The only thing I can think of, and I don't think it's for this area, but on the history books I've read, there was a pass somewhere near here where there was a big battle that went on between orcs, trolls, and tieflings. But it obviously seems too small of a pass to have that happen.
I mean, we're struggling to get through as it is. I can't imagine an orc would fare any better.
Oh, they did.
They did.
I will tell you when we're back in the open. These stories are better not discussed while we are here.
Well, let's stop dawdling and get on then.
What about
I'm
that?
still waiting for you. You should be leading the party with your strength.
I don't know if you're joking or not, but let's just keep
How
going.
about that rousing dwarf song between you and Gersiar? That'll keep the spirits up, right?
Yeah, what do you think, Gus?
You could make everything worse.
Unless we need to be quiet for any reason.
No, we don't need to be quiet. I mean, if you want to sing, if you think that will help.
Dwarf songs are not quiet.
Not at all.
It will be all the more impressive if you can sing here.
I'd like to see both of you harmonize and
I would
sing
like
the
to see
words
Trellador
together and
join.
everything.
You will need to practice his dwarven voice.
Can you speak Dwarvish yet? I'll say to Trelador in Dwarvish.
Do I understand him?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll just say back in Dwarvish, it appears I can speak Dwarvish.
You hear in Dwarvish that very statement.
Do you hear that, Gus? He's a real boy.
Here we go. Harmonise with me.
Oh God, you're actually putting the music on.
Let's not get
Copyright flagged.
flagged on the music, please.
Yeah,
No, that was just me. That's all.
I could do something custom, but I won't push that.
That doesn't seem like a dwarven musical instrument.
No.
Do you know the song "My Mother's Glorious Beard"?
Famous dwarf song Wonderwall.
Three orcs take the wheel.
You heard me at parties. Yes,
So
Gus and I will break out into
Okay, so
into
Gus
song.
and Yorick, start to break out into song. Trelador, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Not a willpower saving throw if he tries to fight from joining in glorious song.
No, there's other things. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
19.
19. Perfect. You feel itchy all over. Really itchy. It's horrible. But, it's probably just the oppression of this place where you are.
Yeah, I won't show any of that. I'll be.
Indeed not.
Well, I'll try not to show any of that.
But I also want a wisdom saving throw from you.
It's pick on Dandy.
That's a 6.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
not
You can't help yourself. You join in with the song and you know all the words. It's bizarre. Part of your brain is going, what the fuck? How do I know all this? And the rest of you is like, yes! Rumph! And you launch into it.
Yeah, I'll probably run to the front and out of character for me, I'll grab Miette's arm and get her to join in. And
I will dance with Trelador, but I obviously don't know Dwarvish.
Yeah, it's very difficult to dance here. It's like I say, it's Trelador. Your shoulders are sort of scraping the sides of the cavern as you go through.
That's all jeer everyone on.
Okay.
Is he forming a conga line?
Yeah. I do it in most games. So.
Sorry.
Too many things at once.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Cool. And more messages. Oh, brilliant.
I'll keep the RP going then while you deal with that. I'll when we get to the chorus, whoever's behind me, I'll turn and I'll just slowly say each of the words, so you can start to pick up and join in on the chorus.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'd probably notice Florian picks up a little bit quicker than the others. You'll probably see one of his many kind of learning styles and what he's done in his past. It's with his monk and the teachings and everything what he does.
So you picked it up fairly quickly. Yorick, Gus, Trelador knows all the words to this song. You're pretty sure you haven't ever sung it in front of him.
Well, he's a half dwarf now, isn't he? So he should do.
Well, is he? Checking him out a little bit closer. He's slightly shorter than he was before, and slightly hairier. His beard is quite impressive now.
I must say, you're learning well.
We're not talking, we're singing.
Absolutely.
It was a break in the song.
Well, play another song then.
Well, no, we use our feet for this bit. You stamp it.
I know.
And surprisingly, you do know. It is very weird.
I'll correct Gus's technique, and if it's slightly off beat. And...
Wow.
That wouldn't surprise me because Gus can't sing.
Yeah, that's fair. So, Florian, I would like you to roll me a D100, please.
Oh God.
Again.
It's everyone.
I like that you're putting
Right,
more
so
pressure on him.
the question is, do I roll the same D100 I rolled last time or different?
That is entirely up to you.
Oh, posh, you got 2 D100s. Ooh.
I've got loads.
Miette, as the singing is occurring and the general jollity, it recalls to mind other travels through this valley where you were in charge of the singing and the dancing and the silliness. Something very strange is happening to Trelador. It's really quite odd. You would swear that he is no taller than Gus or Yorick now.
So, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but some cats really love perching on people's shoulders and can do it really well. So does this mean as I'm piggybacking on Trelador backpack style, I can feel him shrinking?
It's really weird. Yes, as that Trelador, as that itching feeling is sort of all over you, and Miette is sort of almost perched on you, when she was dancing, and yet you could just feel that sort of slight downward lurch as Trelador loses more height.
And gains width, I presume, as well.
Yeah, it's now getting difficult for all three dwarves to move through this ever, it seems, squeezing valley. It's not really a valley anymore. It's more almost a tunnel. You can see the sky above you and in front of you, but the rock walls are now literally on most people's shoulders. The dwarves are having a sort of edge almost sideways their way through. Yet you will not be able to sort of stay on Trelador's shoulder anymore.
But before I do that,
Yeah.
I want to kind of look down over his head, so I'll be upside down to his view, and ask him, am I too heavy for you? Is this too much?
No, of course not.
Are you sure? Because while I've been up here, you've been getting closer to the ground.
I mean, you look at the rock walls. I mean, they're getting higher, so that's probably what Miette is feeling. It's just, the rock walls are getting higher.
It's just we're coming out of the, there's more space around us now.
There's less. It's tighter here. Remember, it gets worse before we get out.
Yeah, but we're almost out.
So at this point, I will jump off in front of him.
Okay.
Is this like a reverse big thing?
Possibly.
Look me in the eye and tell me that you do not have to look up as much as you used to.
That's harsh.
How tall is Miette?
Miette is taller than I am. If I can... Where the hell did I have this written down? Sorry.
Description, it should be.
Yes, thank you. 5'11".
5'11".
Significantly taller than I am.
Yeah, significantly taller than Trelador as well. As Trelador, you started the day at 5'9", did you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to look up. How tall is Gus and Yorick?
I'm 4'10".
4'10".
For somewhere about the same.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I ever wrote it down. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you're about, you would suggest, an inch or two taller than Gus. Significantly smaller than Miette.
I must say, I do like talking to you now. I don't get a crick in my neck.
Well,
I'll pat Trelador on the shoulder. It's like, you should have told me if it was too much. I would have gotten off sooner.
wasn't too much.
Miette's
Now
convinced you
shorter
squished him.
Now shorter than Celeste as well.
It all makes from Miette's catalogue. You know, in the time she squished an elf into the dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is interesting, and I'll probably need to just process this a little bit.
And when we stop tonight, I'll teach you how to braid your beard as well, because it's getting to the point where you can put some braids in it now.
Oh yeah, it's significantly long now.
Let's just get out of this place.
Question for the DM.
Sure.
Did the magic respond in any way to the joyous singing from dwarves, or has it just remained the same?
It appears to have remained the same, but your minds have been taken off it. Until you decided to concentrate back on looking for it, you weren't thinking about it, and you felt a little better.
68, by the way.
68. Add another D8, please.
I'm going to roll a different D8 there because the last one did roll a 1.
No, you're fine.
One could have been good.
Yeah,
Could have been.
Could have been.
3.
3. Marvellous, thank you. Let me just make a quick note.
Trelador, you okay at the back there? No pains or
Trelador's
anything?
up the front now. So the marching
Oh, he's up
order
the front now.
is Yorick, Gus, Miette, Trelador. I think then Celeste, Melissa, and yourself
And
at
me.
the back.
Oh, okay.
Because you were ranging about, weren't you? So
Yeah, I suppose so. And as soon as it became too tight to range, I would have stopped doing that.
So, as you, Yorick, as you are leading the party and you're sort of almost sort of side on now, sort of pushing your way through these rocks sort of scraping against the walls. You emerge into a sort of 20-foot square or round-ish space, which is a relief. It's such a relief. And as you look out, you can see for miles. You are really high up, and you can see off to the left, not too far off to the left, but off to the left a little bit. You can see a huge forest in the distance. It is massive. It's the biggest forest. I mean, the Midwood was big. The Dead Forest was big. The Midwood was slightly bigger than the Dead Forest, but this stretches as far as you can see, and it is vibrant colours. It's greens, browns, reds, oranges. There's patches in it. You know, you see those pictures of forests from above where there's patches of purple trees? It's like that. You can view these bursts of yellow or purple or orange or these in amongst all this, and it looks really lush and wonderful. And as the rest of you come out one by one out of this sort of almost tunnel-like, Trelodder, you recognise that as the Great Forest of Drummond. It is, or was for a very long time, home, and you recognise it. It is breathtaking to look at. And yeah, you've seen this view before, but even you go, yeah, that is something special.
That's nice to see.
Between the rest of the mountains which carry on to your your right, there is a sort of sloping valley that curves around and then seems to open up into that sort of dry, dusty plains that you've first entered near the Macabar Hills again. There is there is a path that sort of winds down, but the Macabar Hills seem to have sort of dropped away. This is winding down the side of the mountains into the plains. Sorry, go ahead.
Before we come out of that,
yeah,
on the left-hand side, you said that the rock formations were considerably lower than the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Coming out of it, what would you say was the highest point of that rock formation?
Well, it just sort of stops. It's really strange into sort of cliff edge, but you're at the top of this now. As you come out, behind you, there's a sort of 50-foot vertical wall on the left-hand side. When you first started,
fantastic then. Yeah.
When you first started at the bottom, it was hundreds and hundreds of feet, but you've been climbing and climbing and climbing.
Yeah. Okay then. So yeah, what I'd like to do then, as being last as well, I'd like to book it to the top,
Sure.
and stand there.
Okay.
And have a look.
You go straight up 50 feet. You can do that because you're a monk, and you can do don't monk shit.
I literally got that in my last level up as well, so that's why I just did say it.
So,
the
rest of
and
you
so
see Florian just go.
And so whilst I'm stood at the top, I'd like to have a look out over it and see if I can see any signs of movement or anything like that.
Which way are you
there.
looking? Towards the forest? Towards the
yeah.
plain? Well, if I show you on the map where you come out,
take like a scope, I think. But yeah, that would be a good idea.
What I'll do is I'll just share my screen for a sec. Okay, so let's zoom in. You've come through this path here. Yeah, and you've squeezed out here. So you're currently looking sort of out that way. The path sort of winds down through these sides of this mountain here.
Yeah.
Into this sort of plain, which then goes up and opens out that way. But then there's this forest, this beautiful forest there. So you're standing on the top here somewhere.
Yeah, okay, that's cool then. So what I would do, I'd do like a sweep. So where I am there,
yep.
I'd
So
look
sort of
towards
round.
like the hills,
Yeah.
and I do sort of like from where I'm standing, like a southeast sweep all the way through to the forest as well, just to see if there's any movement, any
Okay.
sign of
Swine.
dwarvish activity or anything like that.
Okay, well, you can't see over these mountains. They're way too
No,
tall.
yeah.
Yeah, make me a perception check. You can have advantage because you are high up in the sky.
Okay, cool. Okay, so non-natural 20, yeah.
Okay. So, back the way you've come, you can see the hills sort of drop slightly lower, not by much. You don't see any activity back the way you came. You don't seem to see any activity along the edge of the forest, but like I say, it's quite a long way away from you. And again, up here, you can see not a lot. Looking up, you do see in the distance, sort of back here a bit, along the edge of the mountain range, some dragons flying.
Where your cursor is now?
Yeah, about there. I mean, that's far away from you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Before I say this as well.
Okay, finish with the map, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Go
Oh yeah,
all
it just says
blurry.
along. It doesn't say up. Yeah, I'll book it back down again then.
Okay.
But I'll probably make it towards the front of the group,
Yeah, well,
knowing that
everybody's
the
sort of
dwarves are there.
standing spread out, I assume, on this sort of plateau
Yeah.
part that you've come out
I was
of.
going to say, as we come out, as soon as I see the forest, I'll probably just stop and just stare at the forest, and I'll reach back, get the axe, and try and lean on it, but realise it's probably a little bit big for me now, so it's sort of like in front. I'll just take a moment just to stare at the
I mean, it
forest.
looks
won't say
good. I mean,
anything.
it looks good as you sort of clunk it down on the floor.
Yeah.
You can no longer lean on the head of the axe because the
Yeah.
head of the axe is like above you.
I won't say anything. I'll just stare at the forest.
It's beautiful.
I've had a look, but no movement in the hills or the forest from the past we just travelled. There's some dragons which were behind us, right on the edge of the mountains. So how much further north do we go?
Have we noticed anything else?
Make a
No,
perception check.
you look like your normal size. I'm just gonna be. He's done it enough with me.
Just
No,
checking we're being perceptive.
Look like your normal size, Trillador. Yeah. Everything's normal, I think. If you will. I don't know if you will, but everyone else will probably notice the hint of sarcasm there from Trillador.
Fair enough. From Trellador.
From fucking hell, I'm doing it. From Florian.
Okay.
See, this is what comes to change your name when you get married. You got all confused.
Yeah.
Any signs of recent activity of people coming through this way recently? That I can tell.
Make a survival check to look for footprints, etc.
I'd be into that as well.
Okay.
Natural 20 for 25.
Nice.
Nice.
You can make a perception, investigation, survival, whatever floats your boat, Yorick, with advantage because it's the mountains.
Excellent, thank you. Well, 12, but not natural 20 on survival.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Did you roll at advantage?
I did.
Okay.
Okay. So, with a non-natural 20, this is more like it. This place is more your style. The oppression back there was just awful, but here, proper mountain country again. And whilst you can't see any sort of signs of recent activity, the rock is subtly different here. It is more like that you're used to. The change in landscape from hills on one side, mountains on the other, to just the mountains is significant to you, and it feels more like home. Celeste, you also feel that lack of oppression as you come out and look at this beautiful forest, which gives you chills. It is like a proper elven forest, like from back home. As far as activity, it looks like some time ago somebody has been through here, maybe months. There are very, very faint traces of carts here. Weird, that was single file. How did they get carts through there?
Magics.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I'm just sort of crouched down to where the tracks are. Seems like there are cart tracks here. How would they have got through the mountain? How did your people get through?
My job is entertain and distract. Getting the cards through is someone else's job.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they would literally just take the carts to pieces, come out here, rebuild them. Yeah, you know that.
You're
Nobody else
ruining
knows.
it.
Nobody else knows that. Just you.
The night bus.
Yeah.
Does this feel like the eye of the storm? Because Miette said that there was worse to come.
No, we are through now.
Okay.
That is the mountains, that is the forest.
Did it feel like it got worse, or is it just what?
Oh,
because
yeah,
it was got like really closed in and
It
tight.
did get very closed in, very tight, very oppressive. But the dwarves and Trelador, actually no, the dwarves were singing and entertaining and took your mind off it. It was almost
Did the worst.
as if the mountains just took a step back for a second and let the dwarves do their thing.
While we're standing there, I'm going to just walk away from the group a little bit.
Okay.
And if you see Trellador's face, he looks a bit sad and he's just looking at the forest. But he'll try and keep his back to the group because, you know,
Okay.
doesn't want to give anything away.
Doesn't do it to show emotion.
I'm assuming I can read the body language anyway.
Yeah, with your passive. Well, no, you're busy looking for other things, so no. Melissa
So-
may. What's your passive, Melissa?
My passive is 15, but I'm busy
No.
thinking about many, many things.
Okay, fair enough.
So are we Riark said north to you, right, Yark? So continue going around the mountains and hoping there's a...
I think so. Keep going. Keep the mountains on the right of us. Just keep looking out for anyone that needs our help.
It's a lot more open here, guys, so we're going to have to...
How late in the day is it at the moment?
It's very late. It's almost dark now. It's you can see it's twilight. The forest almost looks to be on fire at the top as the sun is going down. It's bouncing brilliant colours everywhere, reflecting the sunlight reflecting off the mountains as well is beautiful as it just turns sort of orange and red and dark purple as the sun starts to go down. The rocks of the top of the mountains almost glitter.
All those pesky vampires.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said twilight. Sorry, Nat.
Yeah, you will be. You interrupted me for that.
Yeah. Garbage.
Does this seem like a good place to camp, or is it a bit too open?
I mean, with your highest survival, you rolled a survival check, right? Was that the natural 20 for 25?
Yeah, it was a natural 20.
That was a survival check. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of space here. It seems safe. You can see a very long way. If nobody's going to really sneak up on behind you, you've just come through like a gap. If they do sneak up, it's very easily defended. Only one person through at a time.
Probably echoey.
Yep, lots of echoes. Yes.
I think this might be a good place to set up for the evening. We'll hear anybody coming in from behind us and should see anybody coming in from in front of us. And if we need to make a hasty retreat, well, it's not like they can...
Yes, but the sun's only just gone down, which means we've got like a few more hours that we can spend today just going forward.
Yeah,
You want to march through
more...
the night?
Say again, Mia?
You want to march through the night?
Not through the whole night, but the sun's only just gone down. That's like
Maybe-
lunchtime.
Maybe a couple more hours then, see if we can find a safer
Yeah, I
place.
mean, up this high, it's still light.
While they're talking, I'm just going to start walking.
Okay.
Quite slow, sort of, you know.
Getting used to viewing the world from the slow.
Nice. Good to see your party members are sympathetic to your plight.
Yeah. You're just going to walk off.
Okay. So Trelador starts to walk down the path side of the mountain.
I'll get up with him.
Carrying on then. Okay.
I'll subconsciously follow.
Okay.
Yeah. Mia, I think it would be best if we potentially didn't go to any more of the Wandering Gusts places. Cholador might have an impact, and I wouldn't want to put harm to any more Wandering Gusts when everything is good.
No, it is simple. I'm told it was what broke the runes, but I'm worried what it means if we cannot still extend that protection to him.
Yeah. We'll just have to keep an eye out, and the watchers will just have to be a bit more vigilant, I suppose. Hopefully we'll find a good space, a bit secluded, out of the way.
When we do camp, I will suggest to Celeste that we protect the camp as we usually do. And when we do, I need you to watch Trelador and see how he reacts to the runes being created.
I will, and I have learned when the fire needs to be put out, I'll kick some dust over it. I won't pour water over it.
Thank you.
Okay. So you carry on for a good hour and a half. Can I have a D100, please, Mr. Florian?
Yeah, completely new one this time.
Let me just get my
Ooh, 31.
31. Ooh, excellent.
Very different.
I think
Yes.
it means he has to roll now.
31. What is this? A Celeste perception check?
Yeah.
Hey, I can
Ooh.
go up to 33 now.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Yep, you were indeed correct. I had to roll that time. So, you carry on as you get lower and lower and lower. Obviously, the setting sun start and the night falls, and it's quite chilly up this high. But most of you have dark vision. Those that don't can quite easily follow the sounds of footsteps. There's nothing particularly dangerous on this track. It's a very wide track. It's well travelled. Yet you know that there is a campsite fairly close. You would say probably another 40 minutes or so from where you currently are. So if you want to carry on to that.
Based on discussion we just had, possibly not.
Okay.
Or is it a Wandering Dust camp, or is it just a camp?
It would be a Wandering Gust camp.
Okay.
Excuse, I don't slum at an ordinary campsite. Thank you very much.
I mean, why would you?
To entertain others and get money?
Not here.
No,
So,
not much true traffic here.
so carrying on another half an hour. It's pretty dark now out here. Stars are out, but it's not really a. The humans are starting to stumble.
No dragon sounds or movement, right, from the to the right of us. From the
Make
and the
a
mountains are
perception
now
check.
thousands and thousands of feet high, aren't
Yeah. Make a perception check.
they? I'll make it with disadvantage. There's no dark vision.
Yes. Well, you're listening. You did specifically say sound, so straight
Okay,
roll.
okay, cool.
I'll link arms with Melissa so she's got somebody to keep her steady.
I'm
don't
still just
notice at
leading and saying anything.
7.
7. Nope. Everything's perfectly well. It's all good.
Yeah, so I think Florian would light a torch for just a little bit more vision.
Okay.
And he wouldn't even think about it because we're still movement. Basically, everyone is still moving.
Okay.
All
right. You light your torch.
Just for a bit more vision.
Leave it up to the party members what they say or do or not about that.
I'm just waiting until the action takes place instead of being speculative.
Yeah, he lights the torch.
I immediately snatch it out of his
me.
hand and ground it into the dirt.
Forgive me, Florian,
are you
but that's
thinking?
yes, like lighting a beacon for everybody to see where we are.
I did do a check. I couldn't hear anything out there.
If he
No
wants
dragons
to do
on
it,
us.
Now
he
anything
can
that
do
is out there
it.
knows where we are.
If he wants to do it, it's his choice. He
I
has
don't.
the choice.
I can't see where we are though, can I? So
I will link arms with him.
we either need to stop pretty soon or.
Oh, I forget some of you can't see half the time. You know, half the time it's night and you can't see bugger all at that time.
If Miet links arms with me,
How did you people evolve? I don't know.
I'm told they have other useful benefits. I don't know.
as soon as Miet links arms with me, I'd kind of put the torch on the ground, and put it out, and put it back in if it was only alight for a few
Oh,
seconds.
it's already out. Look, I'll
It's
take him off
already
and
out.
put out.
Miet just snatched it out of your hand and doused it immediately
Okay.
in the dust.
If we are going to make camp, we will now have to move a little on from this location.
Fine. through this period, I will have been keeping an eye on the floor at the front, looking for any kind of boot, paw print, or anything.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm
Again,
just
with a-
generally having a cast around looking for anything dangerous or anything
Okay,
potentially that
you
we
can
need to
make a
rescue.
perception check as well.
I just bagged my own natural 20 for 28.
28. Nice. No boot prints. Again, remnants of month-old cart tracks, paw prints, that sort of stuff. You suspect Wandering Gust's caravan has been here more than once.
Sorry, just to clarify that wording. 1 month old.
No.
Okay,
Some
because
months.
that's okay, because that makes it, that then lines up with what you said about the last camp.
No. This is older.
That's okay.
So, when you don't see any sort of evidence of dwarves here, because I'm guessing that's what you're looking for. It's
Yes.
survivors and people fleeing. You don't see any of that. But
I rolled
like I said,
terribly. 17.
17. That's awful. How could you even survive? What were you looking for? Remind me again. Sorry.
Looking for any danger, so dragons coming our way, or
Okay.
any signs of anybody having travelled this way, even though I know that I hadn't seen anything up on the rise.
There didn't appear to be any danger, immediate danger. There's obviously forests, even elven forests have creatures, but you're significantly far away from the forest. That wouldn't be a danger. Again, behind you, there's only been you. There doesn't appear to be anything following you, and in front it just appears to be a dark trail leading down. So, yeah,
We'll stop soon, I hope.
can you make me a perception check, please?
Apparently I can.
Excellent.
Except math. 23.
23.
Yes.
Excellent. As
I'm not so
when
sure it
you,
is.
when you link arms with Florian and you're just done scolding him about putting how it's essentially a beacon up here in this place where you can see for miles. Something moves in your bag. There's a sort of heavy weight, and then it stops.
Florian, just stop there for a moment.
I'll put my arm on her shoulder.
Okay.
Okay, everything okay, mate?
No. I'm going to take his other hand and put it on my other shoulder and kind of do the same with him because I'm trying to test see what the fuck is going on.
Okay, so you do that, and you're sort of looking at him. He looks a little confused.
Does anything happen with the bag?
Nope.
Okay. I am sorry, Florian. That there's something strange for a moment. We should continue.
As much as I'd like to, strange has been happening quite a lot recently. So, doubly check it out, just to make sure.
Well, that's what I just did with you just now. And nothing happened.
What did you think was strange?
Well, when I linked arms with you, I thought I felt a movement.
From me, or?
No, not from you. I mean, I know I'm not your type. I mean, nothing, but... I'm sorry, I couldn't resist making that joke.
No, you absolutely.
I was already on that wavelength.
Perfect.
I was waiting for your dad to turn around and go, "What?"
Thankfully, my dad knows better than tune out these conversations. Yes, and I'm very glad of that fact. Yes, I no, it was a movement on my part that I thought I felt, but I thought something about our proximity triggered it, but no.
Either so, but check it out if you thought something moved on yourself.
I did. I just told you. I have conducted a test.
Only by touching me, but whatever moved or you thought would move, check out that area on you.
Yeah, are you saying that you bent down and felt a movement? Did you shit yourself?
How very dare you?
Oh dear.
And I will throw my hands up in the air and shrug off my backpack and start going through it for the sake of
Okay. So
Florian.
Go through your backpack. Everything seems normal. You've got all of your things in there, all of the things you've collected. One of the things that you've collected feels slightly warmer than it should.
Oh no. I can guess what this is, can't I?
Can you? It's a box.
Yeah. It's a box that up until recently belonged to someone else.
Yes, it is.
Well, and I will trust the thanks. Sorry, that comment was directed towards the chat.
Oh, sorry.
I will push the box towards Florian and hold on to this moment. Because of course this will be happening now. Because it's been a while, why shouldn't we fuck up the world again? Wonderful. If I ever see snow again, I'll just strangle him.
So you give the box that Celeste gave to you, or you took from Celeste with the necklace in it.
That box?
Yes, that box. To Florian.
Okay, because I had nothing keeping the necklace in that box.
Oh, right, really? Okay.
Because remember, that was the thing, because I had asked Celeste to give me the necklace separately.
Okay.
And I had put it away separately.
In that case, sorry, my mistake for not realising that. The necklace feels warm.
Oh, it's the necklace.
The necklace is warm. Very warm.
Yorick?
Yes?
I need your help. What do you know about people coming back to life?
Well, I from How long have they been dead?
A day?
A day? That's pretty powerful magic.
Hmm.
What?
I
Why?
think we might have a problem with Celeste sex.
Celeste sex? Well, that's nothing to do with us.
X, Garrick, as in lock.
Do not mock my accent.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, perfect.
But thank you, Florian.
Dork?
Why? Why is...
I have the necklace in a wee pouch, so like just hold up the pouch. It's like we have a fragment of his soul. Something is happening to it.
Ah. Right. Weren't we going to try and give that to, what's his name?
Yes, and the bastard left me on. That is too modern a term to use. The bastard not replied to me the last time I was talking to him.
Oh. Because we all said it would be a good idea to give it to him too.
Yes, this is the problem with trying to call on the god of chaos.
Can you try and get hold of him now?
Maybe
Hello?
we should be
Hello, help?
prepared in case something happens.
That too. Very much that too.
Okay, so we'll take a little break there. Grab a drink and all those sorts of lovely things. Maybe some snacks, a peanut or two. Who knows? It could be very interesting. Some popcorn will probably be a very good plan. So, yes, join us when we come back for will Balo answer his messages this time? Will they be prepared for whatever is happening to that necklace?
Part 2.
Yes, in part 2. We will see you very soon. welcome back. So, when we went to our break, Miette had asked Yorick to assist with the bag with the necklace in it. That is a phylactery of one Lork, or to give him his full name, Mahira Lork, the Undying, which she thought had moved and is now warm. Who knows what's happening there? So, what are we doing?
Celeste, Yara, from the last time you checked out this phylactery, there was no information on time sensitive when this part of him had to be back on another body or anything like that?
I don't remember anything like that. No. Yeah, try and get a hold of Balo. See if he wants to have some fun with it.
Miette was asking Balo while Celeste was getting everybody else prepared. Is that right?
My eyes will be darting
You
between...
have any more of that need?
Sorry, go on, Miette.
Gus is not listening to me.
Who are we asking?
Yeah, at least still hasn't noticed.
Gus! Gus!
What? I'm having a biscuit.
Do you have any of your dwarven mead left?
Yorick had the mead in his water bowl.
You had the mead?
I got the mead. All right. Yeah.
Can I take some?
Go for it.
Thank you.
I think it's yeah.
Worked last time. I'll try doing the same thing I did before, like
Okay.
Step slightly away and pour out 2 glasses, and it's like, I have something for you.
You say that you have something for him, and you wait for a minute or two while the rest of you are getting prepared to face danger, I assume. And there's a small noise, and Miette, you look up and Balo is sitting across from you. Hello.
A drink?
No, not really in the mood.
Very well.
Did you leave me a message?
I tried contacting you before, but no, I did not leave a message.
Leave a message next time, then I'll know what it is you want. If, there is a next time, or if I can't be reached for whatever reason. So I don't come up here very often.
No, we wouldn't have usually come up here either.
No, I don't like it.
I'll remember that and try and call you from the lower levels next time.
Oh, up high is fine, it's just here.
What's wrong with here?
He leans into you. It's got a weird atmosphere. Did you not see? It's a bit odd.
Back in the squeeze, yes, but here not so much.
Not so much here, but the squeeze is icky.
Well,
so anyway,
I hear you were involved with that. So,
sorry.
There's a story that you were involved with that.
Is there?
The reason for its creation. There is. Have you not heard it?
Tell me the story. I do like stories about me.
Well, it was a story of doomed lovers, tieflings who wanted to be apart, and wanted to be together, not apart.
That would make more sense.
Yes, much more sense. I'm sorry, I delighted with your presence. I cannot give much of it straight.
You flatter me.
And
which is good. I like that.
I thought you might. And these tieflings were. A god was so moved by their plight that a god sacrificed themselves so they could be together. Remora, in fact, goddess of death,
Really?
sacrificing yourself so these lovers could be together.
Amazing. Gosh, these lovers must have been fantastical.
Well, apparently it was not to be.
Oh,
That they were not able to have a happy ending because apparently one of the tieflings was you.
was me?
Yes.
Oh,
So the story goes.
don't recall being a tiefling. Well, there was that one time.
It could suit you.
I mean, it. And as you say, that sort of curved horns grow out of its head. Do you think?
I think so.
doesn't
Maybe
really
not when there's
Doesn't really go with
Gus
the
is dragging
whiskers,
it around,
though.
but
Doesn't go with the
I think
whiskers.
you can turn it off.
I'll try it for a while. You see as he sort of
Excellent.
morphs out of his sort of bewhiskered, almost tabaxi style to a more tiefling style. Do you think this would be... I don't know. I like the cat thing.
Being a cat is very excellent.
It is, isn't it? I quite...
Far superior to any of the races.
Of all of my forms, it's probably my favourite. Suits me, I think.
You were very wise.
Indeed, I am. So, this story you were telling me, is that what you had for me? I do love it. I really do. And he sort of slowly, weirdly starts morphing back into a tabaxi. Sort of very slowly, so there's still horns and cat fur, and it's all a bit disturbing.
Well, yeah, it's going to take, some of the dwarf and me to strengthen her nerves with seeing this.
Yeah, it's quite disturbing.
I had thought to offer you a different gift, but I don't know, since you like the story that well. I mean...
Oh, stories are fantastic. One of my favourites, obviously. But you have more gifts?
Well,
Today is
I
a
don't know if you'll
fantastical day.
even like it, or if you want to take it.
Well, I mean, try me. What is it?
Well,
I should give you a gift in return, surely.
Your presence is enough.
Now, Mietz, you know how this works.
Perhaps
Flattery
I could
is
call on you
all
some
well
other
and
time?
good. Flattery is all well and good, but it's only so far. Then it becomes sucky. You're sucking up to me. I don't like that so much.
Should I insult you a little bit more than to keep it even?
Absolutely. Try it.
Well, it's similar to the group dagger that I offered you before, that you had the poor taste to turn down because I think it was a rather beautiful item.
Well,
So it is very pretty, but maybe it isn't your liking.
possibly not.
I can show it to you, and you can
Celeste is...
Sorry, I'm
definitely
just
pretend.
wondering if we can see and or hear any of this going on.
You cannot see Balo, but you can hear Miet's side of the conversation. And
Yes,
at turns
definitely
she
using
looks
marbles.
a bit sort of...
Okay, so I heard the story about the lovers and Remora and
Yes,
everything then.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's what I was just wondering.
Yeah, she's not gone that far enough away to be, silent.
Oh no, I'm not trying for privacy. I was just trying for
To entice
sideways.
Balo in, so yeah. So
Yeah.
this trinket toy of yours, is it
Mm.
pretty? Is it...
I suppose it has a kind of elven flavour to it.
Well, elves do make nice things. Sometimes.
On occasion, yes.
Sometimes. Is it a nice thing? Or is it something that you want rid of yet?
Well,
I see.
it is something that you expressed interest in before.
Really?
And while it would perhaps be better for it not to be in my possession, I would not want to rush your decision on such a thing.
Well.
I meant to tell you, the tale you get to Trellador, it did not last long enough for the orcs to see.
Did it not?
No, I was very disappointed.
Clicks his fingers, and a tail appears on the back of Trelador.
Can I look over and see this?
Yes, and as you turn around and look on to see this, Trelador also has very fine orange striped whiskers.
Oh, that is very nice. I will, of course, tell you what happens.
Do, it will be fun. I'll try and make it last a little longer. I stopped concentrating. I was busy doing other
Distracted.
things. Yes, there are so many things to look at, you know. You understand?
The world is a very exciting place at the moment.
It is. It is. Especially for dwarves, I feel. They do tend to be
Especially
dying quite a
in the
lot.
mountains, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately.
In fact, there's a party up ahead about half a day's journey that could do with some assistance, I feel.
Excellent. We shall head straight there when
I mean, they're fine.
I have
at the
finished my
moment.
conversation with you.
They're fine at the moment, but
Until the morning, or
oh, they should be fine till the morning. Take a rest, chill, relax.
oh, I do all of the time.
Indeed. So we were talking about this item.
I can show it to you.
I mean, show it if I'm interested. Then great. If not,
Well, I can pass the pouch to you. It would be unbecoming if I was to unwrap your gift.
well, quite. Do you hand him the pack? He sort of
I
puts out
hand
his
him the
paw, sort of takes it. The claws extend around the bag. Ooh. Now, this is a gift and a half, Miette.
Ah, so you know it.
You have done very, very well. You've always been my favourite, but now, such favours I will do you. Oh, goody. And he sort of tightens and you can see the claws digging into the bag. Mine.
Proper cat behaviour, that.
And he's, as he sort of brings his paw back, you see the bag vanishes and he sort of rubs his paws together. So, what can I do for you? Ask, and it shall be yours.
Might I take some time to think?
Yet, for you may take all the time in the world, which is
You are
about
too kind.
3 or 4 months. But I was joking. You've got much longer than that, probably.
8 or 9 months, yes.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, of course.
But do think it over. Figure out what you want. No gift too small, no favour too large. This gift will go a long way into securing the world's future and the fate of Tabaxi.
Excellent. I'm very glad to hear that.
I am very pleased. Very, very pleased. So, I will leave you to your thinking. Unless there's anything else you have for me.
No, I am sorry I could not offer you a drink to your liking this time. I will try and have something interesting for you.
Interesting is always good. Dwarf mead is fine, I suppose.
I use up the last of the tabaxi brew trying to melt a silver chain. As you do.
A silver chain? What kind of silver chain?
I will have to tell you that story next time.
Okay. I look forward to it. So, one more little favour. And I'll see you soon.
What did he do?
Make a perception check.
I don't like it. It's the first time one of us has been on the good side of Bailey, and I don't like it.
Sorry, I'm going to correct you there on the good side of Balaam, because the whole thing of, the favors I will do you is, it sounds like a threat. For fuck's sake. I could have rolled better. I have an idea of what's happened, but I could have rolled better. I was a 16.
16. It's
Yeah.
fairly easy to see. All three dwarves now have tails. Long,
Can I roll performance
twitching,
check to just go
orange
poker
and black
face?
tails. Yeah, awesome. Yes, roll a performance check. Long, twitching, orange and black striped tails.
Yeah, no, I have played better poker than that. That was only a 15.
A 15. I mean, you sort of stifle a smirk, and a sort of escapes you. But
I had just been talking to Balo, so that could be anything.
yeah, could be anything. So,
I just rolled to see if I noticed mine or any of the others, and I didn't.
Okay. Celeste, you were watching Miet quite intently, I feel. You heard all of this, and you saw where she looked. You've seen it, all three of them. So I'd like you to make a performance check to see if you don't giggle.
Oh, dear. Oh, 16.
16. Again, you sort of a bit of a nose puff of air, but apart from that, it's all good.
So
So
I will hand a dwarf skin minus 2 glasses of mead, because I will drink Balo since he didn't. Back to Yorick. The necklace is gone.
Okay, good.
Is it gone?
I didn't ask. I'm not sure I will be told. Our friend took it.
What? Whose friend? What are you talking about?
My friend, whose name I don't mention unless I want to talk to him, because sometimes getting his attention is not a good thing.
Now you're confusing me even more.
Yorick will tell you when you're older.
The gentleman we met in the Dead Forest that one time.
Oh, that nice one.
Don't.
Bangor or something.
Yes, let's go with that.
Close enough.
He was really nice, he was. I liked him.
It seems he has done us a service.
Well, I feel like he just does himself services. And if it benefits...
Well, he promised good things for the tabaxi, so I am not entirely distressed about this at the moment. Also, he gave me some advice about where we may be able to find dwarves in distress tomorrow.
Right. Where's that? Carry on, where are we going?
Now, we can't go now because the humans can't see. We need rest. I know. We will need to come up with some sort of enchantment, some glasses we can give them or something. But
like a
for the
torch.
moment... No, not torches. But we need a rest, and tomorrow we will find dwarves.
Cool.
Thank you, Miat.
You are very welcome.
Though I don't know what has happened, I feel better knowing that it's not here.
You are a little safer than you were this morning. There's something to be thankful for.
indeed so. So, you've made camp. Is there anything anybody wishes to achieve, or are you just going to set watches, or are you just all going to go to sleep? I mean, you can do that. That's probably very safe.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a couple of things I want to do, but sorry. Didn't mean to.
Yeah,
I'll
go
try
back to this.
I'm sitting away from the group again.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if you were going to someone else first. I will nudge Celeste and say, we must protect the camp.
Of course.
And I'll say, project it a little bit so as to get Florian's attention, as per our earlier discussion.
Okay. So.
At some point, I'm sure I'll notice Yorick's tail and just start laughing at him.
I mean, it's fairly obvious, and Trelador as well.
I'll laugh at both of them.
Both have tails, orange, black, stripy tails.
So funny.
And Yorick, as Gus is pointing at you and laughing, and you notice you've got a tail, he's got a tail as well. And Trelador.
Why have we all got tails?
What? I haven't got one.
You've got one, so's Trelador.
I'll just get up and walk away a little bit, away from the group.
Is this what happens to dwarf? Was an illegal mountain then?
Trelador, you need to be inside the rooms.
I'll be back soon.
I can picture Gus being like a dog trying to chase his tail.
Oh,
and
yeah.
catching it.
Absolutely. Trying to grab it.
Spinning around.
But also, I'm going to be keeping an eye on Trelador. So if it means me moving a little bit,
Sure.
just to keep him within vision, then I shall do.
Depends on how far away you're going, Trelador.
Not too far away, but just away from people.
Okay.
Just sit on the ground and just think about stuff.
Okay.
He's been quiet most of the day, to be honest.
Yeah. So, Miette and Celeste go round the camp. Are you going round Trelador to include him?
If needs be.
Okay. You watch them, Trelador, as they go. They're going different ways, just inscribing those protective runes that you've seen them do. And they do one fairly close to where you're sitting.
Does it affect the scar?
And it hurts. It hurts a lot.
I'll try not to show it.
Okay.
I've got my eyes on him, so if there's any...
Make a deception or persuasion check. Up to you. Doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, they're both -1. So.
Okay. And a perception check from Florian, please.
I always lost it. 7.
Double that, 14.
Okay. Yeah, you watch him wince as the rune is inscribed into the floor. But the rune isn't doing anything weird.
Yeah, no, I kind of figured that because the other ones have been there for eons, as far as I'm concerned. It hasn't like cracked the rune on the floor like this, and it's not like there's been a...
No. And nothing flared on the rune or anything, so...
Yeah.
It's just pain on Trelador's face for a split second.
Hmm.
I'll just walk up behind him. And I won't say anything. I'll just put a comforting hand on his shoulder and use a key point for Hand of Healing also.
Can I help you?
2 seconds whilst I look at everything. Yeah, okay. So one of them. So for what it's worth, it's 8 points of healing.
Okay.
Just because I've done it every single time when
Yep.
something has affected it.
That's fine.
No, just we're all here for you, Trelador. No chats this time. No nothing. Just do what you gotta do. And I'll just head back, but also keeping an eye on him. So.
Okay.
And I'll just say to myself, you know what? I'm starting to like him.
Nice.
And I'll continue just to sit there.
Okay.
I look angry, if you're really paying attention. Sort of a cross between angry and sad.
Okay. Whilst you're being sad and angry, you can...
Emo.
Yeah, while you're just the last transition of emo elf into emo dwarf, you can go ahead and make those changes on your character sheet to be a dwarf.
Okay.
He's officially a dwarf.
Character growth is what it is.
Literally.
Not up.
Well,
sideways.
well,
Shrink.
shrinkage.
Select new race.
That's
I've
the
never did
plan.
that before. A
So-
hill dwarf or mountain dwarf? Mountain dwarf.
Mountain dwarf,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So, Celeste, you wanted to do some more stuff after you finish inscribing runes with Miette.
Yeah, before we settle down, there's just a few things I'd like to do.
So, anybody else want to do anything before you all go to sleep and have a lovely dream?
I've caught my tail and I'm just playing with it.
Okay.
I
It's-
think it's fascinating.
If you play with it, it'll fall off, you know.
Before I go to sleep, I want to speak to Reorcs, but I'll let Celeste do her thing.
Okay.
First.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll be staying awake. Is it a good place for us for a campfire or some sort of light, like
It's up to you.
cinders going?
It's up to you. If you want to make
Does
a
it look-
campfire, make a campfire.
I mean, where we are, looking after getting that scolding from
I mean-
Madame Miette earlier on, I wouldn't want to cross those again.
Make a common sense roll. Intelligence.
Common sense.
If only there was one. Make an intelligence check.
Based the fact we're hiding from dragons that can see from the sky,
Non-natural,
and bright light.
What'd you get?
non-natural 20.
Okay. You suspect a campfire here would be a very bad idea. You're still fairly out in the open, although you are sort of against the mountain cliff wall, as it were.
Yeah.
You can still see for miles. Well, you would be able to see for miles if you weren't a human. But lighting a fire would, you suspect, just throw up a beacon for miles as to where you were.
That was 2 daggers below the belt. That was you can see if you had dark vision, and it was also James saying, who was playing Gus, "Come on, there's dragons above us. Be sensible." Yeah. Okay. So in that case, obviously I won't light one. But Florian is adamant that he's going to take the first watch again with whoever he takes up with.
All right.
I was imagining there that, Florian starts, assembling the campfire and gets a strange sensation in the back of his neck and turns around and just kind of feels behind him. There's me just standing behind him, kind of glaring. Have I told you nothing? Smack.
So, everybody appears to be getting ready to go to sleep.
I'll stay up. Take first watch.
Florian and Yorick are discussing taking first watch.
I'll stay up as well because there's a couple of things I want to do.
Trelador is sort of waiting.
In the lead up to going to rest, I've probably found somewhere to sit, put my bow down on the floor to the side of me, and I'm just kind of palming over a couple of trinkets in my hands, just being as quiet as I've been today.
Okay. Gus is playing with his tail before getting ready to go to sleep. Unless you've got anything else you want to do, Gus?
No, I'll do that, and I'll probably just cuddle my tail while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Like a comforter.
It's quite bizarre. You watch as Gus sort of goes to sleep and his tail just like every now and again just twitches and tickles his nose. So we come to Celeste.
Melissa, how are you doing?
Just sit there with the bracelet with the M carved onto it in one hand, and the symbol of the Temple of the Broken Heart in the other.
For what
How
it's
much do you
worth.
have now?
Sorry. I was just going to say, for what it's worth, I think she loves you as much as she is able to.
And just feels like everyone I get a close connection to betrays me in some way.
Has Florian betrayed you?
No, but
Have I?
no, but at the same rate, it feels like I betrayed y'all. Knowing what she did and thinking on everything that has happened, it feels like she set this in motion, and I just feel responsible, and I don't know why.
You are not responsible for other people's decisions. Would you hold me responsible for everything that Lork has done?
But
Nothing, it's the same, more or less. It's just a different side to a coin. Both doing the things that they think are necessary for themselves. But at least you know that Vales was done with some love in mind. Lork's was done only with a hunger for power and to live forever.
that's true.
You cannot and you should not blame yourself for any of this. You've done the best you can, knowing what you know. You're
Still
not the
feels
one that needs to be
accountable.
held accountable.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it feels like I'm never going to escape my fate now.
Your fate is what you choose it to be.
It really doesn't feel like that. I never asked Vale for power. I was just looking for somewhere to escape to, somewhere to be happy, and I know it's not not what she intended, but
She did the wrong thing, but she did it out of love for you.
yeah, still doesn't stop the feeling of the chain around my soul.
Well, as Miette proved, chains can be broken. You just need to find the right liquor.
Yeah,
Not sure that's the best world advice, but you just need to find the right liquor.
drink problems, okay.
Just get fucked up and forget everything, God.
Yay!
But honestly, if anyone can find their way out of this, you can. I have no doubt. You just need to choose which path you go down. And it needs to be your choice this time.
Yeah. As I said, I'm not going to do any more running. Running away is what past me used to do, and it got me into this mess.
Running away is exactly what I did. And no
I look
matter how
around.
much I ran, I ended up going in a circle and coming right back to where I was trying to run away from.
I look around the camp. It seems like running away is what all of us did. I mean,
I don't know. I don't really think of Gus and Yorick running anywhere. They want to go to these places. They have a nose for adventure and a curiosity that can never be sated, I believe.
still, they left their homes.
But they didn't run.
Who knows? I mean, little legs can only move so fast.
And have you seen Trelador's now?
Yeah, well, I can't imagine it's too easy being in his head. I mean, we're a day, 2 away from his home. But, no doubt he ran away from something. As guarded as he can be.
If he wants to be as brave as he thinks he is, he needs to face it. It's not just about physical bravery. He has to realize that we are his friends. We care about him, even though he can be difficult at times. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Florian really does care for him too.
Oh, like, absolutely. No doubt about that.
And I believe that Trellador has proven his affections towards Florian equally.
It's the funny thing about love. Everyone shows it different. Even the most guarded or jaded person will have a way of showing it.
And Trellador's taking on the pain.
You know, and I set down the 2 trinkets. I think you're right. I think I do need to forge my own path. Not sure if I'll find any way out of my situation, but I'm still going to do my best to make the world a bit brighter.
Well, I've learnt that gods can be somewhat fickle.
I mean, yeah, kind of how they come across. And, I mean, devils are pretty fickle themselves. Anyone with power would be. You get the choice of the world, and you become really, specific about what you like.
No more blame. No more shame. Okay?
Yeah. I need to focus. I did well at the temple because I'm good at talking. And the temple may be gone. My friends may be gone, save for Florian, but I've got a new one here, I think. So.
Take some time to think, but from tomorrow, new day, new start, okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Celeste.
Anytime.
You doing all right?
I feel better now the necklace is no longer here.
Vaguely registered.
I never thought I'd feel good about it being in the hands of somebody so unpredictable, but...
Well, it's better than the option I had in mind, so... That's the way things go.
For gods such as Reorx, though he does not appear to be the most favourable towards me, he still seems to believe that it is in the best hands.
I mean,
and I trust Yorick.
Yeah, not really his domain as far as I know. So.
Well, he works with the rocks of the earth and all that is natural, in a way.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. But could also say that, he's all about mixing that together, making the natural entity unnatural. So what's always weirded me out about gods. There's so many ways to interpret them. It just gets a bit much. Thank you again, Celeste. I think I need to get some rest. Been thinking too much all day.
You do that.
Okay. Was there something else, Celeste, or are we?
Yeah, just as another quick thing. Yorick.
Yes.
I was wondering if I could count on your expertise.
Always.
I picked up this, and she'll get out the rings that were Lork's.
Right.
In particular, the diamond one.
Okay.
I know that this has a diamond on it, and the ring itself is probably worth a lot of gold, but I figure that the diamond would be better used for something else. And I can't think of anything more fitting than to use a necromancer's diamond to help save a life.
That would certainly be a good use for it. I might check it out a bit more closely first. You never know if there's any hidden magic in it. If you check if there's magic.
Melissa's cast an eye over it. She doesn't believe that they are magical, but if you want to ensure that, then fair enough. And I'll get all the rings out.
Okay.
Oh, lots. Okay. Yeah, alright. I was going to do first watch anyway. Bit restless, wanted to march on, but appreciate we need to stop and rest.
Okay. You're gonna.
I think if he says that we need to wait, that's probably for the wisest plan.
Yeah, well. Yeah, okay, no problem. I'll take a proper look.
Okay. So I assume you're casting ritual casting identify on these things.
I will, yes.
Detect magic or whatever it is you're doing.
I'll just identify. That'll tell me everything.
Literally, long story short, they're all just rings.
Okay.
They are high quality gold and platinum with
Ruby, garnet, sapphire, and diamond.
Them stones set in them. Melissa's eye was quite right. They're worth about the prices that she quoted you. As
which I definitely remember.
Rings. I think we went for four.
There was like, yeah, I think the ones with the diamond.
400 to 600 gold each.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you get from your identify spell. They are just normal jewellery. They're not magical in any way.
Right.
Unless you have a use for the ruby, garnet, or sapphire, I figured we could possibly sell them later on.
Well, yeah, we're going to need to be able to afford Gus's drinking money somehow. So, yeah.
Absolutely. As you say that, the tail just swipes across his face and makes him sneeze in his sleep.
Well, from what I heard from Miette's side of the conversation, perhaps we need to invest in some interesting beverages for the future.
Yeah, right. To be honest, I've going through my bag. I've got quite a few diamonds.
Well, there are a few spells that I can use diamonds for, but I was hoping that you could remove it at least from its setting.
Right, I'm saying, look, and I've just got a handful of these gorgeous diamonds.
Yeah.
Right, I've got diamonds. I've got like 8 of them.
Well, more to add to the pile.
Well, I'm just saying, if we wanted more money, we could sell that ring. It'll be worth more in the ring than if we separate it. Come back a Right.
I mean, I have Greater Restoration, which requires 100 gold pieces of diamond dust, and I can also do Reincarnation, which, is always a hoot.
Oh, that's hard.
Okay, well, I'll leave you two to sort that out outside the game, what you do with those diamonds. Anything else, Celeste, or are you good?
I would sort of look over at Trellador and just sort of try and, without saying anything, just sort of let him know that I'm around if he decides he wants to talk, but I don't want to pressure him.
You've got your back to the group, haven't you, Trellador? Yeah, he's got his back to the group, sort of staring out, probably at the forest.
I'll take him something to eat or drink just so I've got an excuse to sort of go over and...
Okay.
You bitch, that's what I was going to do.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought you might be hungry.
Thank you.
I don't want to bother you, but if you do want to talk, you can just come and find me, okay?
Right.
And I'll just nod at that and leave him to it.
I wonder when his accent's going to start forming.
Any minute now.
I'm going to try and contact the orcs.
Okay. So, lead me through it. What are you saying? Are you saying it internally? Are you saying it externally? What are you doing?
Just talking at a normal pace. Pace. Okay. Volume. I'm not shouting. I'm not hiding it. I'm just...
Okay. Yeah, just before we do that.
Sorry, just saying, Miette did make a promise that you would listen in this and this, given that he's saying it out loud.
Okay.
Miette will absolutely be tuned to this half the conversation.
Totally not pretending. Totally pretending I'm not listening.
Yeah. Okay. So, Trellador, what do you say?
We should talk. We orcs.
Oh, right, me. Hi, Trellador. Are you, like in the accelerated, legs and stuff?
I'm not thrilled with it.
You're not? Oh, okay. I thought that was what you wanted. You said that all dwarf or all elf. So I went with the better option.
Yeah, that's the bit I'm having problems with, actually.
Oh.
It wasn't my choice. It was your choice.
Oh. Did I not explain this?
You did, but I thought I would be able to pick when I'd be ready.
Ah, okay, fair enough. What
I'm not saying I...
What we'll do then is... Hang on a minute. Why have you got a tail? What the fuck?
Well, I had a tail before, and then when I went to talk to someone about it, it wasn't there, so I just assumed this one was in my head again.
Who the bloody hell's giving you a tail?
Not you.
Fuck. Me! Jeez. Do I strike you as a sort of person that would give a person a tail?
I don't know. I don't really know you that well.
Right. Bear with. So we're going to sort this out now. And all of a sudden you will find yourself standing in a giant forge. There's a huge anvil and fire pits and sparks and the sounds of hammers, and it's hot, almost unbearably so, but it's a good heat. It's one that makes you feel alive and vibrant. And then a shadow falls across you, and you look up, and there is a very large dwarf, long red braided beard, shirtless, tattoos, puts this huge hammer down. So, welcome to Riox's Forge. This is where I hang out.
Am I the first one to come here?
I have invited you here so we can talk privately, as there were others listening, an elf and one of those tabaxi types. So
yeah, they tend to do it. They tend to do that.
So now you're here. The other elf, she tried to come and talk to me, some babbling, no idea what she was on about. So, but anyway, I wanted to talk to you because you wanted to be a champion. Is that correct?
I would prefer that I am a champion.
Well,
Not.
let's go step back a little bit, because you were looking for something, and I offered you a champion position, which you apparently wanted. I should have been clearer. I am Riox, the god of the forge, the god of dwarves. I am not Riox, god of elves, or half-elves, or any kind of elfiness. Becoming my champion means you are becoming a dwarf. If, however, you decide you do not want this, and I will understand, I will be disappointed, because I think you will become one of my greatest, if not the greatest champion. But if you decide that you don't want this, I will undo everything for you, and you will become your elven self once more. And I'm sorry that you feel that it's not your choice, because I never wanted it to be that way. I wanted you to choose this, but you asked me to accelerate it.
Yes. Thank you for listening to me and adjusting your view based on what I said.
Right.
I'm pleased with that you've listened to me.
Well,
and actually,
I know
the choice changes it. Yes, I am happy to make the choice now that it's my choice. I am happy
obviously,
to.
you're going to be a dwarf.
I mean, I wasn't
no
much of an
brainer.
elf. I have no fondness of my elfishness. I don't really know who I am, so I might as well be a dwarf.
You are Trelador. You have given up being who you were, which is something that happens to all of us at some point. But you also made a huge sacrifice for your friend. You took on a great burden for that friend.
Yes,
which
I know.
led me to believe that you could be a great champion.
I will be.
Indeed you will.
There's also a fact I don't really think the name suits me anymore.
I mean, I'm totally up for you changing your name to something more, how should we say, appropriate.
Well, I'm not. I'm still learning about the dwarfs, so...
Indeed. You have... Yorick is incredibly knowledgeable about dwarven family trees, all sorts of lore. Just talk to him. He knows all sorts of things. Gus, not so much, but Gus is always fun to be around.
He has his own unique charm.
Absolutely. I wouldn't change Gus for the world, mind you. Gus is amazing. He has different talents to everyone else. But yes,
Okay,
talk to
then.
Yorick. Explain.
We are in accord. I will choose to be your champion.
And I will choose to be your god. Do we have a deal? And he puts his huge hand out towards you. Shake.
One final request.
Requests, is it now?
Well, as this is a partnership,
Ask away.
can my beard be better than Yorick's?
Ah, well. See, that's
Sure.
difficult. That's difficult. Because you see, each dwarf takes care of his own beard. That's how they get good. So you need,
But I
my
am
friend,
good.
you need to get good, my friend. If you want to compete against Yorick in the beard stakes, you need to learn how to care for your beard. How to
I was
braid
just
it,
joking. I was
how
joking.
to
You know,
become the beard.
right?
And he sort of just preens himself with this big long beard with braids.
It's very I'm just realizing how important this is, but
Beards are incredibly important.
I have a lot to learn. Obviously,
Indeed. But you
is
pick
there any
things
way I
up
could
quickly.
just, you know, how I learned Dwarvish instantly?
Aye.
Can I learn all this instantly? You know, without having to do the work.
No.
Right.
I gave you Dwarvish as a sort of an accelerated in with the boys, so they can teach you easier as to what's happening. That was weird. Did anybody
You
else
said
see
no.
that?
Yeah.
That was very odd. Thought this
Only with
forge,
my high perception.
I thought this forge was private. Strange. Anyway, we have ourselves a deal, Telador. Or
We do.
whatever you decide your name will be. Do
I
keep
will
me
decide.
updated, though, eh?
Well, you know everything. So.
I do, but a little chat every now and again is always good.
I'll bear that in mind.
And
Although I'm not
remember,
much of a talker.
I know.
Although I'm getting more of a talker. Anyway, I'm bored now. Let's go.
I like you. As the forge fades into nothingness and you come to sitting, looking out at the forest again.
And Trelador will just nod to himself. And he's not angry anymore.
Need to have a dwarvish naming ceremony and wet the baby's head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's absolutely something we can do. So,
But it's tail gone.
and then
Sorry. Go ahead.
And then Trelador will, for the first time in his life, go to sleep.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
So, Trelador goes to sleep as Gus is already asleep. Melissa is sleeping. Celeste, are you going into your trance?
No, I'll stay up with Florian and Yorick.
Okay. Miette, are you resting?
Oh yeah, as soon as I realised I was trying to end the conversation, I would have gone asleep.
Okay. So, those that are staying up, you look to each other, look out into the night sky, and that's where we'll end it for this evening. And sorry, Yorick, you wanted to do one thing?
Just a very
Yeah,
quick
sure. Sorry.
Florian. Florian, do you need anything working on? I've got no projects at the moment. I need something to keep me busy.
I'm going. There's been so much fucking West Country accent going on. I literally was about to go into it. 2 seconds. Insane. Thank you, Yao. Yeah, potentially. A while ago, I picked up this quarterstaff. Well, this piece of wood from those. I think it was the giants we fought.
Right.
It's just my fists, which are magical at the minute, so I have to get in the close range. I mean, it doesn't make much difference, but maybe if you could work on this quarterstaff. I've got one to use at the minute. You can keep this on you, or however, maybe.
Yep. What sort of thing do you want? I could possibly see if I wanted to try and imbue one of my spells into it, like I did with the axe. That would kind of need help from the boss, and I'm not sure he's going to give you that kind of assistance. But if you wanted me just to magically improve it in a general kind of way, like I did with Gus's crossbow, that's kind of a bit more something I can do on my own.
I completely get that. I mean, I've been thinking about guards, and pretty new to me and most of us in this world.
Did you want to meet one? I could introduce you.
I think.
Are you on commission?
Don't make me do the Reox voice again. My throat's really.
In the nicest way possible, your Reox does sound lovely, kind, and gracious. But he has a whole lot going on right now. I think I may have settled on, and that sounds wrong because settling on a faith, like the conversation we had before, I have faith in a certain God right now, who may not be around, but my heart is strong and willing to believe, and maybe we do. I do find them.
What you need to do is like pick in a university, go to a few open days, get a few leaflets.
I think so, but I think my mind's set on it. But yeah, if you could just make a magical improvement, take as long as you want. Like I said, I've got this other one, and I'm becoming quite adept to using my hands and everything now and fighting. So take as much time as you need, and when you're done, just let me know.
Sure thing. I can do that. I like to keep busy.
I'll take the spare quarterstaff off my back and hand it to you, Yorick. I will take it out of my inventory, by the way, just so I know that I haven't got it.
Okay.
Pass it on to you, because I don't want to be in one of those things.
Is this just a currently standard quarterstaff?
Literally, yeah. I've just got in my backpack. I just have a standard quarterstaff. No. Yeah, common quarterstaff. Delete. There you go. Yeah, and then I'm set up for next session to do the watch.
Sweet. Okay, that's where we'll leave it for today. We will pick this up obviously next week. Thank you very much for playing. That was really good fun tonight. Some excellent role playing, some very silly games as well. I like that a lot. You appear to have made Balo very happy. This is good, right?
I was thinking that was one of my thoughts. It was like, I think it's the first time in 2 campaigns with you, Chaz, because we've met him in both of the previous ones, I do believe, where the first meeting isn't an absolute fuckfest of being in his hells or him completely fucking with us. And one character actually, the thought in my mind at the time was, fuck, we should have had me at it like from day one, like 100%. It could have gone a lot smoother.
Loving about this whole thing with Beta as well is the fact that like everyone else but me has the previous experience of this prick, and then a new character comes, moseying along, going, "Oh hi, you're going to be my new friend," and just imagining all the other players going, "Oh god, no."
Yeah, but that's the funny thing. So I don't normally. I try very hard not to play of what I know is me, and like RP, and it's just from you telling me in game not to use names, not to do this, not to do that, and generally there being no gods about in this campaign. Florian took that stance on he's a bit of a dodgy fucker, to be fair, just in game. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of worked out like that. But knowing that he's done this from what you've told us, not from the conversation, it's one of those dicey things with him. But it's the first time I was like being like, ooh, actually, he owes us a favour.
Well,
me a favour. But yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a good guy, right?
Yeah. What could
Totally.
possibly go wrong?
It's really
I'll-
nice.
I'll add a
Yeah.
couple of things.
Saying that.
I'll add a couple of
Just
things, so
like-
then you don't have to ask me, Chaz, when
Okay.
you go around the table. But very interested in what those D100s are about. I have my theories.
Okay.
I think.
Okay,
Making
go
you
on.
roll dice to fuel your paranoia.
Come on in. What's your theory? Come on, give it to me.
So my theory is I can't remember the arsehole's name, but the one I put in the well,
Right. You think
or
that's to do with him? Okay.
potentially,
Okay.
or
Or
it's to do with where we are physically, where we've been through, walked and everything, and in the campaign where I think there's potentially some reaching out by Fiona
right.
potentially
Okay.
to me because of everything what's been going on, and it's kind of coincided with Lork's death. He says, inverted commas, very much put in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I fucking love every minute of tonight's
Cool.
thing. It looked, yeah, it was
Glad to
really
hear it.
like,
Yeah, it's very
everyone
happy
was
to
role
hear it.
playing and
Yes.
kind of like.
I mean, Fiddy, it could just be Chaz fucking with you.
I know
Yeah.
completely. I mean, I am very much a thinker, as we've become with it, but I just like those outside of the box fucking ideas and everything. I just love
Yes,
going
absolutely.
for it. So
I'm absolutely here for that. That's really cool. Okay, so I think we've already done Florian's moment. So anybody else want to go with a what they think's going? Oh, Gus.
No.
Gus.
Have I still got my tail?
I mean, currently, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. No, it's just because we were talking, Reorx was talking about getting rid of the tail because he didn't like them. And,
Well, he hasn't seen yours yet.
oh, that's cool. Okay. I love my tail.
Dwarf
Does,
with a
does,
tail.
does nobody else get the feeling that we just handed Sauron the Ring of Power?
no, completely. Sorry,
No
that was my
one-
last thing. I got so into it, but yes, my first thought was like, "Fuck, you've actually given away potentially a bargaining chip for whomever in this party against Fiora."
Fiona.
But
So I just want
Gandalf
to point
told us
out-
to do it.
I'm going to
Yeah,
point
very
out
much so,
that
Martin.
handed over, Bailo said that the future of Tabaxi was secured, so the Tabaxi will rule over the burning hellscape that is Helloran.
And Reorx said that we should do it as well. So, yeah. Can't argue.
Yeah, but
I got that. It was just in the moment.
yeah, no, definitely,
The
Martin.
role
Definitely.
playing from the DM was very disconcerting to me.
Thank
No,
you.
completely.
Oh, yeah.
completely.
That's
Excellent.
just what Balo's like, though.
At last, I will look at the sun.
Like Florian's thoughts on it was like, fuck, this could be like not to end the ending of the world, but the bargaining chip to save at least his sister. But then also, not that he's super on the best buddies list with Melissa, but also to save her from that deal as well. And I was like, that was the one big thing what we may have had.
There was a point in the conversation between Miette and Balo where I was thinking Melissa could well just grab that and then either go the bad route of saying, Fiona, just take this away from us, or the maybe route of going, hey, Remora, this guy's been kind of breaking your rules, so... But
So that was a fair option.
Yeah. Both were valid options, and I would have
Luckily-
been absolutely here for either of them.
Luckily, it didn't happen. But whilst those conversations were going on, if I needed to put it out there, I was looking between Trellador and Celeste, because in my head I thought it's going to draw Celeste to it, isn't it? She's gonna want to put it on or something like that.
Well, I was thinking about Remora one because she was a nice lady, but Gus wouldn't have thought of that anyway. So I didn't say anything. But my personal thought was give it to Remora so she can punish him for cheating death.
Very big lore drop as well. I love that, Chaz, about the past where it is actually the goddess of death which died. So these two tieflings could be together like fucking massive.
I want to point out, because this is a serious annoyance, I have been given so much flack from freaking all of you for not sharing the information. We come out of the squeeze, I tell you there's stories about it I can tell you, and no one asks me.
I was sitting there, kind of going like, this place is pretty funky. If Melissa wasn't in a funk right now, she would be going, hey, yeah, is this place kind of known for anything bad? Because it feels real awful here.
I was going to rearrange spells and cast Legend Lore in the morning to find out the story.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
There's also a burning question. Well, burning is the right word for it on Melissa's mind to ask me about later. Though
yeah,
I have annoyingly forgotten the name of the location. I know that it's like burning or fire fields.
The thing is that we didn't ask me yet, but she also didn't volunteer the information either.
She did
Some
tell
kind
you
of person to do that.
she would tell you the stories when you got to safety.
Didn't hear that. I do apologise, Debbie, not me.
And
I
then we got
didn't hear it. Sorry.
and everyone was all, it's still daylight, let's go. And then as soon as we stopped, everyone fell asleep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Miette is Tinlin the spy in disguise.
Hey,
Awesome.
you leave him alone.
Captain
do it, is it too
Fabulous.
Captain
Does that
Fabulous.
mean
Fabulous.
she's
Slow
going to
off
get
it.
disintegrated?
Could be.
God, I hope not.
Captain Fabulous.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
Awesome. Okay, so Trelador, we haven't heard much from you on the
I'm a
thoughts of
dwarf
the
now.
day. You're a dwarf now, yeah. How's that working for you?
Yeah, it's early days.
You're much more handsome, at least.
I'm still in the trial period.
I think you've passed the trial period. Yeah.
Well, it was always leaning because I'd never go into Drummond as a dwarf,
No.
and if I went in as an elf, I'd have to go in disguised for reasons. So actually, this is the best disguise that you can get, and that's why I'm trying to think of a name. And
Yeah.
it's a new
And
start.
Just
Not being arsehole.
I can help you come up with a name.
Yep.
an
Maybe
applause for Dan as well, by the way. This is his first character he's played with actual character growth, rather than being a murderous hobo or somebody who's so cantankerous. It's unbelievable.
Yes. No. It's a.
Thank you.
It's a really good character. I really
To be
love
fair,
Trelador.
that scene between Trelador and Reorx was fantastic to listen to. It was like Trelador is genuinely working it out in his head what he wants to do, and basically getting to the point where he's kind of okaying the decision in his head that this is what he wants to do, this is what he wants to go forward with, and realizing that his drive towards it wasn't just out of wanting power.
He also feels like he can control Reorx to a certain amount, and that was why when it happened to him, he was a bit, the decision has been taken out of his hand. That's why he's a bit angry and a bit sad. It will happen very suddenly, but the fact that they've come to some sort of mutual ground has stroked Trelador's ego a little bit.
What you've done so well with the character is such a gradual change on that.
Yeah.
You're still, even now, having been through so many changes, you're still fundamentally the same character, just with these little tweaks and changes that have occurred so naturally over a long time.
Yeah, and it is noticeable now. If you look at the character now from the start, so different and yet still the same. It's
The one line was obviously stood out for me was Florian didn't hear it, but it was the whole not lay on hands, but hand of healing, and just not going to say anything. I'm just going to let you be. And then obviously Trelador, as I was walking away, I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to do anything, but him just going, I kind of like him type thing. It was like, not from a relationship stance, but from a Trelador growth perspective.
Yeah, episode 62. Kind of like you.
Just kind of like yeah.
Just think we've got 7 episodes.
Yeah. I did think that.
Yeah, that'll have to be a special, won't it? Okay, so unless anybody else has anything more to add, we have Miette wishes to add.
Yeah, sorry, just one thing that I'm just curious about. Was it proximity to Florian, or was it just timing that set off the necklace? Or am I allowed? No.
It was timing. Okay, I will give you a little secrets because you've all been so good today.
Yeah.
The D100s that Florian was rolling were indeed about Ambrado, and the D8s was where he was trying to teleport to and failing because of what had happened. The last one was a shift in Lork's consciousness, or his soul rather, sucking back into the phylactery to try and activate, to try and steal a body. Now, I had you roll a perception roll, and there was a DC, which if you hadn't met it, you wouldn't have noticed, and bad things would have happened. Very bad things. Very, very bad things. Which would have been fun for me.
And also bad.
And also bad. And if you'd hit the DC, there would have been a general sort of something weird happened. What was that? But you exceeded. There was another limit as to where you would exceed, and you would notice exactly where this was coming from, and you hit that, and you notice where it was coming from. So there were three possible stages. And it was also nothing to do with Florian touching you. It just so happened at that time was when it came out, and it came out beautifully, and I love the fact that you instantly blamed Florian. It was great. It was like, what have you done?
Well, it makes sense. He originally had the mark on him.
I know.
But yeah, thanks to his paranoia, we found out where it was, because it was about to walk straight off.
Yes, it did.
The thing is, if Florian hadn't insisted that she check it, it could have been left.
100%.
I was like,
he had...
please don't look in your bag. Please don't look in your bag, because that would have been awesome. But
I also like that initially you were worried about a very different problem that could have come up.
I thought it was the box with the gem in it for the temple.
Yeah, because that's a problem. I have to carry multiple boxes.
My first instinct was it was the necklace.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Natalie's face, I was like, yep, she knows.
I sit there thinking, oh shit, a mash already? Oh god.
It has been a while since we raised a temple. That's where my thoughts were going.
Yeah. Slacking on that.
You are a bit.
Thank you for that insight, Chaz.
You're very welcome. I thought there's no harm in you knowing that now that that particular hook has moved away, and that won't be happening. So it's just one of those things that could have happened.
But
not only has Balo got the phylactery, but he's also got it with the soul inside it.
Yep. He's very, very happy.
So Lork is going to take over Balo's body.
I did think that, but then I thought, no. God.
I mean, that'd be something else, right?
I just had this image enter my head of like two people strapped to boulders, Bunradi and Lork, just kind of sitting there going, so what are you in for?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Florian, by the way. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Florian. I mean, don't get me wrong, Miette will react the exact same way next time you hassle her to do something, but thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we ought to call it a night. It's now 10:25. So again, thank you all very much for playing tonight. It was really, really good fun. I really enjoyed myself. Celeste, you are up with the last we left off for next time.
Yeah, I've got
That's
notes.
cool. Thank you for watching. Oh, I always forget this. Terry, you got any questions? No, apparently not.
Yeah. One day she's going to surprise us.
One day she will ask a question and we'll be so shocked. We'll go, what?
You'll fall off your seat.
I will.
Fiddy, do you have any questions?
No, don't talk to Fiddy.
We talked about this last time off stream, Nat. Come on, don't push your luck.
Right, anyway. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed us being daft. We do this on a regular basis every week, every Tuesday and every Sunday. There will be no investigators this Sunday because personal reasons for me. It's my fault. But we will be back, of course, on Tuesday with episode 63 of Helloran Rising, and then the following Sunday for investigators. So please join us once again. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you all, well, really soon, hopefully. Bye.